Guys, welcome back. Another week of boat work. Did not get the fuel tanks removed like I had planned on. Like I said last week's video, didn't know if rain would hinder me or not, and it did. Had a lot of afternoon showers and some pretty good storms, but I was able to make some progress. Did get all the hoses unhooked. The tank on the starboard side really gave me fits getting the filler hose off. I worked on that filler hose probably a total of I want to say 4 hours, 5 hours total, trying to pull it out of the hoe after I finally got it loose, and it just would not budge. But I'm glad I went this route and didn't just fill the deck up, because that filler hose was really rotten on the starboard side, got cracks in it. I'll take some pictures once I ever get it out. The port side hose doesn't look too bad, it looks okay, but I'm having a little hard time finding 2 3/8 inch Coast Guard approved filler hose. 2 inch and 1/2 inch are very common. I can get those all day long, and if I can't find 2 3/8, I may have to find some way to reduce it down to 2 inch. But had a very busy week, plus it was very hot. Yesterday I went and helped my daughter out. She needed some brakes in her car, so I did that. And then when I got back home, the heat index was 110, so I did a little work, but not a whole lot. It was just so hot. And then today I went over and worked on my niece's air conditioner and got it unstopped. Her drain line was stopped up, so we got it unstopped and came back and worked on the boat. But the heat index today was 115, so made some progress. Cleaned the inside of the boat up some, got it some of the moldy, mildewed stuff out of it, old food that was in there, got it out. But hopefully this week we'll make some progress on actually getting those tanks out, checking the floor underneath. I've seen some rot in there that I'll probably have to replace, and got some redoing to do on the wiring. But we'll see what hopefully this week, that is my plan, is hopefully get those fuel tanks out. I've got to get a piece of 2x2 square tubing to go in my crane to extend it out a little further. I'm in the process of right now is pumping the remaining fuel out of the starboard engine, the starboard tank. So make sure you check out the video, like it, subscribe, and share with your friends. So thank you very much. Here I'm removing the screws that hold down the filler neck for the tank on the starboard side. There's 3 screws that holds this, and it was sealed in place too using probably 5200. It took quite a while to get this prized loose from the deck, and that allowed me a little flexibility in the hose so I could remove it or move it around a little bit. Here you'll see a very tight spot to work. This is the camera's laying on the floor looking up. You can see the filler hose here is in pretty rough shape, but I'm using some oil filter wrenches, an oil filter wrench, to try to break the pipe loose. I ended up having to cut it loose to get it off the neck. It was quite a challenge. Here I'm removing the ground wire. As you can see, the hose clamp is facing the side of the boat, so it was quite hard to get loose. Ended up finally getting it. Here I'm making labels for the wires so I can put them back later, or know where they go if I want to run new wires. Removing all the wires, just another shot of that. Removing the gas lines. Most of them were in pretty bad shape, will have to be redone with new lines, which is a benefit about doing this project. Here I'm checking to make sure I've got all the fuel out of the starboard tank. It has a little fuel still left in it. It's about 1 inch on the stick, and that's about as far as the pickup tube would let me get in. And I think that'll be fine. I don't think it'll be too much weight. I believe we can lift it with no problem. So we'll see. Hey, look, I got a helper. Hey, are you going to help? What you going to do, Max? Here I am on the port side tank, going to check it to see how much fuel still left in it. I've had a fuel pump running on it for a little while. It's not pumping too good because I'm having to pump uphill. So it looks like I've still got about 8-10 inches of fuel in this tank. It's a 150 gallon tank, so I estimate that's about 60-70 gallons of fuel still to pump out. There you can see I'm having to pump up the hill into the barrel there, so it's a slow process. Here I am removing the hose clamps on the starboard side. It was quite tight again, and both clamps were positioned right beside each other facing the same direction. This hose is in pretty good shape, but once again very hard to get it off, so I had to use my oil spinner wrench again, and I took a hammer and tapped it. I was a little nervous about fumes, but the tank's aluminum, so took a chance, but I had tried everything else and just could not get it to budge. So I thought that might get it off one way or another. Here I am on the inside, getting to put my floor panels back in so I can walk without having to worry about falling into the engine compartment. It's not a bad little deal the way these panels go in. They go in pretty quick. They're not too heavy, so got these down where I can get around and do some work. Alright guys, that's another video in the video vault. I hope you enjoyed it. It was not much progress. It seemed like it was all about fuel hoses again. I'm going to call this part 2, I guess, of the fuel tank removal. With boat projects, you'll learn that if you think it's going to take an hour, it's going to take 4 hours. If you think it's going to be $30, it's probably going to be $130. So you just got to have patience, and that's something sometimes I'm short on, but it's slow go, but we want to do it right. And dealing with the fuel hoses, we want to make sure we got those up to standards, and that we won't have any problems down the road. We don't have to cut the floor back out to fix them later, because they are very hard to get in and out. Those hoses are very stiff. So look forward to doing some more videos and making some progress, and we'll see you again next week.